Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jennifer Sonko. And I'm here with my amazing co-host, Ibrahim Abalde. But first, we need to apologize because yesterday we mentioned that we'll be going live from QCD. But we just decided to, stay in the studio because this is our last program before the year ends. So we just wanted to feel, the whole studio and all the vibes. So we didn't want to change and go to QCD. But get to follow other programs that will be happening live at QCD after this morning. All other shows will be taking place there. Good morning.
Hey, my people.
You're the
it's
amazing
the firstborn's birthday today. That's my son.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Momodu Yaya. That's my firstborn.
Couldn't he wait till the 1st of January?
Oh, that was the thing.
And be the baby of the year?
That was the thing. That was the thing, man. That was the thing.
Come on.
So I'm wishing him happy birthday, Momodu Yaya.
How old?
Your dad is proud.
How old is he going to be?
15.
Today? 15.
Oh my.
You have a 15-year-old son.
That is
You
amazing.
don't look old enough.
I'm a big boy now.
Wow.
I'm a big boy
amazing.
now.
Well, you started having children when you were like
You
16,
see
15.
where
Damn. Dude. Is that you?
Yeah. Maybe in the next 7-8 years,
You start reducing your age.
Yeah. But generally, I think having children early, this is the beauty of it. He's 15, they are bodies now, they can move around. So sometimes the fact that I'm getting older and I don't have 1 year because I'm not married,
and one
it
thing,
kind of makes me, I think about that.
Yeah.
The fact that they're not going to be kind of old enough to have certain conversations.
You might be surprised. I mean, my sister had her first son when she was older than you.
Really?
Yeah. And I was 31 when my son was born. So.
Really?
Yeah, I was 31.
31. I was 24.
Yeah.
When I got my baby.
So you just giving away your age.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very significant.
So next year is a big year for you then.
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very
and for me. Yeah.
significant.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
You're turning
70 in March.
You're not telling me.
13th of
Miss
March.
Ade,
You're turning 70?
Come on, you guys all know this.
No,
Honestly,
I know,
I keep
but Miss
forgetting.
Ade, you don't look 70.
Honestly.
No, I'm not. I'm 69 now. I'll be 70.
But Mr. Ade, on a serious note.
You don't look. Mr. Ade is like in his late 50s.
But
my
But
word,
the truth
God.
is, even with the 70 he's talking about, I will forget normally because when I look at him, I can't see that.
Okay.
No, I can't see anything that I have to tell myself because the 70s we know here.
Yeah.
You see them at this
They're
time.
so
Some
old.
of them are old and at some
Tired.
point.
Yeah. I met a friend just recently who I'm actually about 15 years older than him, but people wouldn't believe. They thought he was older than me.
Wow.
It was really funny,
Yeah.
and I was like, no. Honestly, I'm 15 years older than this guy. And they were like, no, it's not true. It's not true.
You're
So,
turning 70.
yeah, but he's gone completely grey.
Alhamdulillah. May we celebrate your 100.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes.
And may I be healthy enough to
Yeah.
because it's no long it's no good living long if you're not in good health. Like Jimmy Carter, president of former president,
I was so
died.
sad at some point.
Yeah, 100 years old, and of
Brain
course,
cancer, all of that.
Yeah. But that's But yeah, up to quite recently, I mean, a few years ago, he was still fairly healthy and sane, and was jetting around the world, being an election observer in his 90s. I was like, dude, slow down.
Yeah, take a rest.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the proverb, the African proverb.
Yeah.
Interesting one.
It is. Mondays are the pothole in the journey of life. Mondays are the potholes in the journey of life.
That's an interesting one. I have no idea what it means.
Me too.
Apart from
I think
it being the first day of the working week.
It's talking about how stressful Mondays are.
I doubt that.
No.
From the weekend.
Pothole.
Potholes. We all know how stressing, potholes can be. So it's telling you without proper shock absorbers in your car.
This is so abstract. I mean, Mondays are the pothole in the journey of life.
Yeah, just
I mean,
everybody hates Mondays.
There was a song called "I Hate Mondays" by what are they called? I'm sure Mr. Tunkara will remember it from years gone by. Boomtown Rats, when it was #1 for 7 or 8 weeks in the UK. And I think the reason people bought the song was they bought into the sentiment that, after the weekend, many people dread, oh no, it's Monday, I've got to go back to work. The kind of usual. All this changed a bit now because nowadays a lot of people work from home.
Yeah.
So you don't have that, oh, it's Monday, I have to trudge to the train station or the bus station or whatever. Just sit at home and do your stuff, you know, and particularly during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We
It
got to
actually
see that
introduced the whole walking
in,
from
in,
home.
in a big way. I mean,
Yes.
it had been because the office I used to work in, they'd already introduced it.
Yeah.
So we already had people who
system.
worked 3 days in the office and 2 days at home. So people were getting used to it. But the pandemic forced everybody to work from home.
Yeah.
And, you know, now, in fact, they're trying to force them back because people have gotten so used to it. They don't want to go back to the routine, the drudgery, and probably now they're dreading Mondays in the way that we used to dread Mondays.
Yeah, I hate
the past.
Mondays.
Yeah,
I feel like Mondays are like a killjoy or something.
To me,
And
it's
yeah.
just another
Well, when
day.
you-
Yeah, he
when-
said to him, it's
It's
just another day. But
day.
how are
When
your
you-
weekends?
when-
Well, because my weekend is only Sunday, as
Only
you know.
Sunday.
Because
It's all
Sunday
about-
it's not
Because I
weekend,
work.
And
Saturday.
also,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's it. That's
You
the,
have
the
to come back to
totality
work.
of
It's
my
like
weekend.
any other day for you.
but Balde, don't you think because you have one day that should even make you hate Mondays?
Yeah,
Because you
I
have
hear
only
you.
Sunday.
I hear
By
you.
the time you know it's already Monday.
Oh, I hear
What do
you.
you think?
Well, since I've started this conversation with people, I've never seen a person who tell you I love Monday.
I hate Monday.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, I wouldn't say I love
And
it.
the best day is Thursday.
Friday,
You're
Saturday.
transitioning to Friday.
Friday.
Going
For
to
some
the
people,
weekend.
the weekend starts on Friday. No,
Even
it's not
Thursday.
Saturday. Well, for some, I
Some
guess.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is.
It's
that
an
is-
interesting one,
that
but
is-
Yeah.
I'm sure
So
people.
moving on,
yeah.
before we head on to
Yeah,
the
what
newspaper
else?
review,
Yes,
I think, because today is New Year's Eve,
and it's the last
it's the last this morning
of
the-
this of 2024.
2024,
Yeah.
and it has been an amazing journey. Obviously, I was away for 4 months, so I mean, Balde can attest if it was
Yeah.
amazing,
You-
and I'm sure it was.
And you were observing the
I will-
observing the romantic Chinese people.
Yes, I was
and
observing the
stuff.
romantic Chinese people.
Yeah,
Chinese
yeah.
are actually very romantic.
Don't start.
Don't start.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm not gonna go there, but I'm
Don't go
just
there.
saying
Don't
on,
go
the,
there.
on the surface.
As
But
far-
anyway, gentlemen, let's
Yeah.
talk about how you're getting into 2025. I mean, I used to be a kind of a like resolutions person, but I will tell you guys the reason why that has changed for me.
Right.
I'm not doing that moving forward, like setting goals and all of that. Well, I would set goals, but
Just
not
kind of mentally.
it's
Yeah.
you know it's
Yeah.
not on paper and all of that. So Ibrahima, to start with, do you do resolutions? I
Well,
know 2024 you had resolutions.
Yes, I used to do them.
But the resolutions of 2024, did you achieve any? How do you perceive it now, getting into 2025?
I'll tell you, I mean, most of, not all of them, but I've achieved some of them.
Okay.
You understand? And 2024 taught me a lesson. I have to be more silent on, the things that I want to do.
Okay.
You understand? I think doing your things without talking about it, I mean, waiting for the result to show, that's my new way of doing
Do more
things
and
now
talk
in,
less.
in
That's your
2025,
lesson.
Yes. So, I mean, resolutions have stopped, making them, because at some point I believe years can change, but you have to change the system yourself. You have to be ready, to change.
But
your
I've
own
never
self.
done them. But isn't it about setting yourself a target of
Yeah.
things that, and I think for the people who physically write them down or they put them on their computer or whatever, they look at it, maybe they make 5 or 10, and it gives them something to aim at. I mean, like I
Like
said,
a
I've
vision
never,
board.
I've never done it. So, I'm not about to start now. But yeah, I think it gives people something to aim at
Yeah.
and to aim for. And I think that's why people do it. Because maybe if they don't do that, it won't give them the discipline
Yeah.
of having something to aim at and conquer. And if you do it, you think you can tick it off. Think, I said I was going to try and do this in this year. It might be to lose weight. It might be to complete a degree
Or to
course or
quit
something.
a habit.
Quit smoking,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And you tick them off and you think you feel good. And I think that's why people do them. But like I said, I've never done
Well,
them.
I mean, changes can happen
Of
even
course.
without New Year's. I mean, you can decide and
No,
put
but-
it to yourself.
but this is
that
about
I want
you
to
setting
change,
yourself a
you
target.
understand? Yes,
Yeah,
I mean, those are the right. I mean,
Yeah.
they are very good times to set a target. To achieve. Before the end of that year.
Yeah.
But now I think it's important for us to focus on other things. But some
Yeah.
people believe in it.
It's
And it
something-
works for
something-
them.
it
For me
works some people,
personally,
yeah.
I just feel like I'm not doing the whole strict resolutions. Like you said, it's a mental thing. I know where I want to see myself.
Go on.
You know, I'm an ambitious, I'm an ambitious person. I want to see myself somewhere in 2025, 2026. But one thing that I've realized over the years is the fact that whenever I even set my targets and then most of the time they fail, you know, there's just something better designed for me. And then I understand that, okay, I wanted this, but it's not meant for me.
It took you another route.
Yeah, so now I just feel like I've just left everything in the hands of God. That does not mean I'm not going to work hard. That does not mean I'm not going to pursue things. I will, but when events change, when the things that I want do not happen, I know that there's somebody there just to make sure that things happen for me, even if what I want does not happen. Like, for example, you know, I had so many applications this 2024. They didn't work. And these were...
Applications for what?
Applications for, not for job.
Oh, I was going to say.
No. They're not job applications, but they're
cool.
short-term fellowships.
Projects
To improve myself, obviously come back, work, be a better person. Majority of these things did not work. But you could see that I have gotten other opportunities in between.
That were even better.
Even businesses. When I was leaving for China, I had to lose some businesses because I am leaving and people are not going to wait for you. They're going to get someone else. But I didn't know when I get to China, I could make business connections to become a brand ambassador for even business that I can't mention on TV currently that I'm brand ambassadors for, that I've maybe lost before. So sometimes you just have to trust the process.
You see, Jennifer, you start getting peace of mind. You understand? When you start believing, okay, what is meant for me, I will get it. But what is not meant for, I will. But I mean, if this is not for you, doesn't mean you are not getting another thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to religion, they will tell you. I mean, the script will tell you. You might like a thing that is not good for you, or you might even hate a thing that we know it's good for you.
Yes.
So that's the mentality that one needs to have.
As we say in Salonda, what's a winner for you? Other man not go drink.
Other man not go drink. If you believe that,
so
you're sorted.
You know, and it's like cool, you know, and it's kind of, I've tried to live my life like that, and so you almost certainly avoid disappointment when things don't happen.
Don't expect too much.
Within a minute or a second, I just say, it wasn't meant to be. Because it's gone, it's gone. You know, as the saying is, there's no use crying over spilt milk. You've lost something, you've lost it. Don't freak out over it. Just say, okay.
For me, I'll cry about it though, because it helps with my recovery.
Don't cry too long. Don't cry too long.
Yeah, it helps with my recovery and all of that. So moving on, let's take a look at the newspapers. And I mean, this was a topic that I wanted us to take a look at since yesterday, but unfortunately due to time constraints, we couldn't
delve
because
into.
Inmates, the Point newspaper is highlighting how inmates lament struggles with bad healthcare and also other challenges. You know, we've had this discussion before.
These inmates at Mile 2?
At Mile 2 prison.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying the system has to be perfect, because me and you, Mr. Adi, had this argument, I can remember months ago, about the fact that, you know, the TRRC came, after the TRRC, things have improved a little bit, you know, but at the end of the day, it can't happen overnight, but I just felt like, because the prison was an area that was mentioned so much, a lot of torture, a lot of death happened.
Negativity.
So for me, I was expecting the government to give just some sort of, put together a deliberate policy, extra attention to the prisons. You know, the issue of struggle should not come back. People will always complain, but you know, according to sources, the condition is not also as good as it is supposed to be.
I was at a pharmacy a few months back. And a lady came to the pharmacy, and she was like, "Can you sell? Do you have this thing? How to call it? A particular medicine and mosquito repellent, something like that." And she was like, "I have someone at Mile 2, and this is what he requests." So I was like. They go through a lot. But you see, prisons, they are supposed to be rehabilitation centers.
I was going to come to that, but I'm glad you went there.
It shouldn't be a place to,
but
kill people.
But that's the mentality that we have to get used to, because we still see them as a kind of punitive thing. You send people there to punish them. Because in a sense you are, because you haven't let them loose. you know, you've confined them because they've transgressed, they've
Yeah.
broken the law. And so, like you said, in Africa, we're still in the kind of colonial mentality. But
Yes.
those colonial places now, they've kind of gotten away from that. They see that if you keep people in prison as a punishment and they come out, they're just bitter. You haven't rehabilitated them
angry.
at all. They're angry about it. Even though they knew they know they did something wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why they ended in there. But you can't dehumanize people
Yes.
just because they've been, you know, they're serving a prison sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So the prisons, yes, I mean, trust me, it's not just in the Gambia that you'll find that we don't give that sort of attention of making the prisons smart and clean and so on. And I say this, and anybody can challenge me. You go to some prisons in the UK, you think you're in a hotel. I mean, you know, it's gone almost too far the other way, where they've got everything. You know, they can watch TV, Sky, football. You know, they have access to all sorts of things.
Newspapers.
Yeah.
Unlike
and
prisons in the Philippines, I mean, I watch documentaries where you are supposed to incarcerate 300 people, and you
have 5,000.
You have 5,000 people,
Yeah.
and you will hear some of the officials telling you, we make this thing so that it can be tough.
Yeah,
on the
because
on
they
the
want
inmates.
people to, if
understand?
you ever get out, you never want to go back into that place.
And I think also the Gambia Police Force, they need to talk about their cells. I mean, the cells they keep these people, especially in Brikama. You know, I'm saying this because
You've
the
been in
PRO
one
is
of them.
here.
You've been in one of them.
I've not been there, but
Oh,
someone was.
I thought you might have been detained.
Someone was held there, and I
Okay.
visited the individual.
Right.
I think there should be a lot of improvement. Although we've seen Serekunda, we've seen Bundung,
Right.
you know, but I've not seen Brikama for many years now. So those things, they are supposed to be a place to rehabilitate. I mean, people, not to kill them.
So in England, they used to have something called the Prison Reform Service, and they're the ones who kind of led the way in trying to get the prisons to get out of that kind of Victorian punishment mentality into saying, you know, try and rehabilitate these people and send them back to work. And just to show you how things have changed, in England, they used to have what they called a debtor's prison. So if this guy lent me money and I couldn't pay back, and he took me to court and I was made bankrupt, I was sent to prison. And it's only in the early 20th century that they thought, hang on, why are we imprisoning people? Why don't we let this person out so that he can work, earn some money, and pay the guy back? They used to jail people, you know, and you know.
I don't know in Gambia if we do it. I mean, at the end of one's prison term, there's a token, I mean, that they give to the individual.
They do.
I mean, to go and start his life again.
Yeah, they even do
I-
Tibet
they-
training
yes,
with
I
Inside
know, with
Training
Inside.
Center
I'm not sure.
while they're in prison.
They do.
That happens, which is a good thing. I think the training aspect is very good. The Tibet, just so when they're out, they can have something to do. For me personally, the reason why I pointed out at the prison is because, like you said, it's not only in Gambia, but it's because of Gambia's unique situation of human rights violations using the prisons. That is why I pointed it out. But hopefully, not just with the Gambia, but development partners. I know the UNDP has supported, and UNFPA, I guess, with the women's wing. You know, they've rehabilitated it.
So when
and
this
all of
program
that.
is over, go on YouTube and look at the program about prisons in Sierra Leone. 10 times
even
worse than here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Trust me on this.
yeah.
It's
Then
on
we
YouTube.
can't use them as a standard
Trust me.
to measure.
No, it's worse in many countries.
That's
It's
really
worse.
unfortunate. Also, before we go, we see that political parties in the Gambia are organizing their congresses. We saw GPDP, we saw
Sobea.
UDP,
Yeah.
also
Sobea.
SR Files,
Sobea,
like you mentioned.
Paravenue.
Yes.
Yes.
So we see that the congresses are happening because 2026
26, they're all
is fast
gearing up.
approaching,
Yeah.
and they're preparing, you know, and SFL, you know, is coming back. We can see his political statements recently and all of that. So, well, we're looking forward to more candidates coming up,
I mean,
obviously.
it's usually a vibrant time.
Yeah.
And so, although the election is in 2026,
Yeah.
you can expect people to use the whole of 2025 to kind of campaign
Yes.
and put themselves in the minds of the people
Right.
to say, I'm coming and
Yeah.
this is what I can offer.
Yeah.
Because it's always difficult when you have an incumbent that you're contesting against. It's not as if it's a whole bunch of people contesting against each other for the first time.
Right.
It's always difficult to unseat an incumbent because by nature of incumbency, the public see them more and hear more from them. It's just the nature of things. The president goes and he opens a solar plant, it'll be on TV.
Yes.
He opens a school, it'll be on TV. So they got. So how do you compete with that?
Well, for SRFAL, I'm surprised that he's still proceeding with his political ambition.
Why are you surprised?
At some point, I was thinking maybe he was just doing it for the sake of the last election. At some point, due to the number of votes he registered, I mean, he won't have
Come back.
I mean,
but
I am surprised to see the number of people that followed him during his congress. You know, it was really
I don't want to disappoint SR Pal or anybody else, but when you go to these congresses, there's one question that people hardly ever ask, and they should ask. And if they're watching this and you're a politician, if you have a crowd of 10,000 people come to your congress or whatever you're doing, ask them a simple question. How many of you have registered to vote?
That's the
How
question.
many of you have a voter's card?
Exactly.
But they never ask that question. But that is the question they need to ask. It's not about how many people sing and dance behind you. So how many people are going to vote? And when they've answered those two questions, I've got my voters, I've registered and I have my card, are you going to vote for me?
What asking?
So,
Those are the
Mr. Adi,
questions you need.
okay,
No,
now-
he's right. You know why? Because in
but people never ask that.
2021, we saw, because when you have a moving crowd, it becomes a problem. If their station, for example, if you go to Farafenye, it's people from Farafenye that are going to be out. But if you're having a rally in Farafenye, the people living in Kombo will move there. We can't judge. You can't judge based on crowds as to if somebody is going to win or not. Because if you did, the United Democratic Party, for example, in 2021, we see the massive crowds that they were able to pull, but they
many
didn't win the
politicians
election.
make. I mean,
That
I
is
think
clear.
I think
Almost all
the
of them.
amount of this idea of I have more crowd than this political
that
party.
doesn't work.
I think that needs to change because in 2016 we've seen how Jammeh was moving around with a lot of people,
crowd,
you know, and when you look at Barrow, you know, at that time people were contemplating.
But people were scared.
Yes, should I move with him or not? But all these people were having their voters cards and sitting at home.
Well, this is it.
Yeah,
and
and
that's the
getting
beauty
ready.
of the secret ballot.
Yes.
Because, but you should ask people, do you have a card? Are you registered? Do you have your card?
Exactly.
And are you going to vote for me? And those are the questions. But politicians hardly ever. They just go with the crowd. For example, sometimes, I went to Brikama when they had an APRC, and I'm telling you, it was vibrant, it was banging, everybody was in green. I was like, wow, these people really have a chance. They stood no chance.
Yeah, because of the crowds that
The crowd.
move. They don't sit. For example,
But
if
the
you're having
vibe
a rally
was-
at Bakau,
Yeah.
it should be people living in Bakau. Come out. But it's a matter of people, somebody living in Banjul, because there's a rally in Bakau, they're going to move. So you can't use crowds to judge. You can't also
you
use social media to judge. Because in 2021, for example, judging by social media, a lot of noise was made in terms of popularity and all of that.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. The person living in Basse
I think
might
now-
not be on Facebook, might not be on TikTok, might
now
not be
we
on
are-
other social
we are
media
so
platforms.
As
to
a country,
know.
most of the people that sit at home, they are the voter population.
You go to the farms and
for people like
the
me,
villages,
I've never rallied behind any president before.
But you vote.
I vote.
Exactly.
I go and cast my vote. You understand?
There's what they call the silent majority.
Exactly.
You have that in many countries.
Yeah.
So
They're not into singing
Well,
and dancing,
if
but
they
they'll
want,
vote.
If they want, my Weltare fan club is 25,000 people.
You're
They
crazy.
can come and join me.
Yo.
I'm gonna start a polling.
Well,
No
maybe
way.
you should stand.
I have 25,000
Yeah.
fans there. I can create a political party, Weltare party.
I think ESA had
But anyway,
yes,
thank you
Afal had
so much, Mr.
50,000
Ade,
fans.
for joining us. So
you.
due to time constraints, we have to let you go.
Cool.
But we have to, send you some special thanks. This is the final
Oh,
this morning
Mr.
of
Ade.
2024.
Wow,
And,
he did it. I mean,
I did it.
And you've been.
I came on the final
you
one.
came
of
on the
2024.
final one.
Yeah, so you've been here despite the fact that you're the editor-in-chief. You have to assign,
It's
you have
crazy.
to edit. It can be very crazy in the morning, juggling this morning with
It's
that
true.
role.
That is true.
Yeah, so thank you so much for always being here
I
and
enjoy it.
sharing this moment with us
I
all of
enjoy
the
it.
time
Yeah,
willingly.
Yeah.
And we wish you a happy new year.
Good health.
And I'd like to wish the viewers happy and prosperous and healthy New Year,
Yeah.
because as I said, this is the last one of 2024, and I've enjoyed this. Of course, I mean, I do it because I enjoy it. But as you said, usually as soon as I leave here, I have to run up the stairs. There's some editing to do, or there's somebody to call, and so on. So it can be hectic
Mr.
at
Ade
times.
is a great man.
I wouldn't say that, but
You are.
but I enjoy my
You
job.
are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
And
thank
see you
so
next
much.
year.
Inshallah.
All right. See you next year. Like next year, it's not tomorrow. But anyway, before we go for the break, Ibrahim, our next discussion will have to do with security, because we all know during the New Year's, everybody's out enjoying themselves and welcoming 2025 or any New Year in grand style. So in doing that, we also have to ensure that, the lives and properties of Gambians are protected. So we'll be joined by the police PRO and other personnel here to discuss the plans that they have to ensure that we are all protected on New Year's Day. We'll be right back.
This December 31st, Q Carnival is taking over Q City for the biggest celebration of the year. From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., the evening kicks off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival hosted by Famous Comedy. A perfect mix of colorful cultural displays, live entertainment, and exciting games for the whole family. But that's not all. The Q Carnival Marketplace is open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Shop unique crafts, handmade treasures, and indulge in mouth-watering foods from incredible vendors. Then as the clock strikes 12 midnight, the sky lights up with spectacular fireworks display. Now say goodbye to 2024 and welcome 2025 with a bang.
It's all about the Q Carnival Music Concert, live in a place we call Q City Complex. On the 31st of December, all road leads to Q City, featuring Jizzle, Miss Jovis, Hussein Dada, Antoine Spaki, Nyancho, Big Banga, and many more. Tickets are 200, so massive. Make sure uno lineup live in a place we call Q City, 31st of December. Everything good. Come and enjoy the ambience. Whether it's culture, shopping, food, or music, Q Carnival is where all is happening. Q City is the place to be, the 31st of December. Q Carnival, you don't know, can't miss this carnival.
Gambia, are you ready to party?
Get ready for the biggest celebration of the year.
It's Q Carnival at Q City. This December 31st, we're taking it to the next level.
From 5 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Q City kicks things off with a vibrant cultural and family fun festival, perfect for all ages.
Shop till you drop at the marketplace. Open from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Vendors, grab your stall for just $2,000.
Indulge in a classy gala dinner from 7 p.m. to midnight. Come hungry, leave happy. And then when the clock strikes 12, the stage explodes with a live music concert from midnight to 5 a.m. The hottest artists and DJs will keep you dancing till dawn.
Don't miss out. Mark your calendars and join Q Carnival, the ultimate New Year's Eve celebration at Q City.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know you can buy cash power using Q Money Wallet absolutely free up to $30,000? Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose Register Meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalbe.
Mitoma. First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte. Rifled in! Out.
ndax xam nga ne ak sa Q Money wallet bi mun ngaa jënda cash power te doo si fay dara mun ngaa jënda bellu tollu si $1,000 jëfandikool ak suñu app bi wala nga dial *323 hash nga toppa sarta yi busal 3 pour jënda Q Power soo paree nga tànn register meter soo paree nga dugal sa meter number bi dial *323 hash nga toppa sarta yi busal 3 pour jënda Q Power busal benn pour tànn app bi nga bëgg a jënda te it di nga bànneexul si free call bu la QCell di may saay boo dugalee xaalis pour jënda Q Power pour am si lu la leer koolal 133 Q Money suñu kalpe
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So unfortunately, Ibrahima had to leave the show, but we're here and continuing. And like I said before we went for the break, we're discussing security issues during the new year. All of you are going to be out to welcome 2025 in grand style. But in doing that, obviously, sometimes there are security challenges. But we want to avoid that this 2025 to ensure that you all have a smooth celebration without any hitches. And I'm joined by the relevant stakeholders who will ensure that the New Year celebration will go smoothly. Modu Musa Siso, who's the CISAO, who's the PRO of the Gambia Police Force. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have Lamin Gassama, who is First Aid Officer at the Gambia Red Cross Society. Obviously, the Red Cross is very key in this instant. We also have the Gambia Transport Union President. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations, because we're just connecting back, Omar, after you won the elections. We will talk about that briefly. And PRO, let's start with you. It's a busy day today, and there will be a lot of activities, but usually the roads are very tight, lots of accidents, pickpocketing and all of that. This year, how are you going to ensure that, you know, we have a smooth celebration?
Thank you very much, Geneva. I think it's very important that people understand the Gambia Police Force is more than ready to ensure that people are able to come out and celebrate and welcome the new year, 2025, in a grand style, like you mentioned at the beginning. The safety, it has taken us almost 2 weeks that we've been planning.
Amazing.
This time, it's been unprecedented. The operations department of the Gambia Police Force called in all regional chiefs of operations of the Gambia Police Force with sister forces, the immigration, the drug law enforcement agency, the fire service, the prisons, and all other sectors. But also this time, also we included the Red Cross. Red Cross have been there though, but
in a more organized fashion.
So we actually had meetings, you know, around this, having to go around to identify spots and places where we would be able to to make some blockade, especially for the Senegambia. We're actually talking at this point in time the Senegambia Strip, because nationwide it's been celebrated, but within the Greater Banjul area, the New Year's Eve usually is compacted around the Senegambia area. Everybody wants to be around there. We are aware at, you know, at Westfield and other areas in Banjul there will be celebration, but the Senegambia one is no match to anyone. So the security concentration is around there, and we went there to see, and after that we actually had 2 meetings to see around the environment and to agree on the operational plan there. And yesterday we had what we call our simulation, because we want the officers who take part in this to actually understand, so that how we want it, so that we simulate this, and even you know, so with the Red Cross and all stakeholders, this is what happened yesterday, and today we are going to practicalize what we had simulated yesterday, and it was a very good one. It was very effective, and we try as much as possible also to actually inform the public about this. Even during those periods, the press office of the Gambia Police Force is always sending messages to the public to understand that this year is a different one, and I think that only goes to show one of the reform agendas of the Gambia Police Force in terms of being proactive and also communicating with the public. So this is what will happen.
Yeah. So the transport, we'll get back to that so that you'll update us on the routes that are going to be restricted and all of that. But sa mbokki driver yi xam nga man nag driver yi maam yoo xam nga ne man duma dee juboo ak ñoom, because ñoom dañ am a huge role to play si festive season bii nii, because ñoom ñooy eb nit ñi, ñoom ñooy wàccee nit ñi, ba pare ñoom ñooy am pour follow regulations as to policy area yuñ designate ne waruñoo awee fii waruloo defee nii. So naka nga nekk di ensure ne yaa ngi communicate ak sa gars yi pour ñoom tam ñu understand ne dañ bokk si process bi, because accident yi tamit daf dee mun a bëri, nga gis ñi di overspeed, ñu ngi bëgg a client, obviously ñoom tam ñu ngi bëgg a make xaalis during this period because ñuy travel mu ngi bëri. So lan moo nekk discussion si yow sa end?
Thank you so much, Geneva. First and foremost, the Gambia Police Force, the efforts they have been doing. We have been following, we are getting information from the communication department, the new engage, numbers and plans, yeah, for Lambuga Jeb. Pour ñu tamit ñu nekk ñoom the same level. Because ñu ñëpp dañ di fàttali ko ne at bu nekk on the 31st daf day xala conges around the Senegambia area. So discuss nañ ñu understand the same plans yi lu ko bëgg a defee. So we inform our members accordingly. Mooy ne the security area support you guys. Make sure that you follow the rules and regulations and follow the instructions. Maybe traffic would not be during the operation nature, you divert to some areas. So you need to obey, because you code of and also the security officer at the checkpoint also, you try to allow traffic to flow frequency, because it's very important. And traffic should have been a minute, the frame will create congestion. But during the congestion, more in this, Kubiya come the command man, because divert them feeling. So the police are planning to yakana, come to go test Nangodema. Yakana security officers at the checkpoint at the areas understand ñu bëgg a def. So askan bi rek lu leen ñaare mooy nañ obey, respect the rules and regulation, so that the public lu ñëw bëgg a dem bu nekk lii su ma xamoon du ma dem. So ku nekk mën a feel, because ñu yab ñun ñëpp dañ ko doon defee, but di nga ñu bari di teel lu tax.
Because transportation daf day nekk a problem.
And also stay Senegambia la, but tomorrow Banjul. Banjul on the 1st January.
No, that day congested.
Last year was very hectic. When you are working with the police again. And this year, as a government of the form a task force from different sectors. You work together. You make sure security niti muna dem Banjul nyipsi doing constraints. Even already discussed with the police non-divert traffic from Borut to Banjul for entrance, exit from Laswaf to Tesi to Nassau Assembly, Nyegena. And also GTSC also did not provide buses.
Wow, guess now GTSC, yes.
For free of charge.
Wow.
10 buses for free of charge.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, put them Banjul through support of the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Yeah.
Make sure need to enjoy the festival. Enjoy the New Year, ñu dem ñëw traffic congestion bañ am. Lu ñoo ñaan le motoriste mooy ne soo fekkee security anywhere mu jëlal instruction obey ko. Bu si jéem a laajal lu tax ngay def nii man fii laa doon jaar lii laa mel. No, it's not important. Because already
special day la.
Yes, special day la. And also learn through experience the past years la moo ko dee waral. this committee over 7 months, they are working on the modalities. Because Banjul was a concern. Last year, I think 2 ñaari moto takkoon nañ fa si during the New Year Day. Si Banjul si yoon bi. So this year naka la ñu avoid loolu. And then they're going to Banjul last year. Almost 3 to 4 hours when you get a Banjul. So in case of emergency, lan moo xew. So fast emergency am na sa fast service mën access the vehicle. So this year loolu naka la ko mën a saafara loolu. Moo tax securities are ready. Mais sont to secure everywhere. And already create nañ parking lots. For the nit yi foofu la ñu mën a park. Same motor security guidelines. Mooy Liman, Hagan and Bokul. And also entrance be Bond Road exit and National Assembly through Laswaf. And also, most importantly, put them, booking at them like GTSC buses are going to be available for Brusubi, traffic light, Birkama, Tabokoto, Buva Zone, Sukura traffic light, Tipa Garage and Buva Zone for free of charge.
Waaw loolu dina leen dimbale yéen ba pare driver yi tamit xam naa lii moom mënuloo si dara lu bari waaye driver yi nañ bàyyi li ñoo def nii festive season su amee ñuy yokk a paas kana leen santa loolu yëpp am na fi luñ xam nga always luñ dee avoid mooy su demand is more than supply rek def di jafe pour nga mën a control the price moo tax man kañ waxuma nga dugg a trafic control ko waaye rek xëj na eedal leen rek
ba moo tax ñu ngi indi mesure sax ne mën a ditaa loolu.
But it's criminal.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
It's criminal. But sometimes ku koy def situation moo ko dee forcé pour mu def.
amul benn situation waru tax xam nga moom moo tax moom du ñuy dem driver mi luñ def rek neex na ko.
no understand fu may waxee de like for example demand is more than supply xaalis seetaan la ko even soo warta def but the passenger also sometimes situation moo ko dee force développe lu ko def léegi lu mën a ditaa loolu moo tax ñu indi these measures mooy ne su ko jësal amut dina mën a dem ñëw moo tax mu mën a dem ma ñëw dina dem ma ñëw within 30 minutes mu ñëwaat parce que dem na am fa 3 hours 4 hours moo tax yëppay dem kenn du ñëw so loolu yëpp lu fa
waaw waaye loolu warantut
waaw
man daal xam nga li ma ooj ñi ñuy seetaan xam nga li ma leen di ooj dugal si moto bi driver bi bu la chargé loo xam ne xam nga ne normalut wala pass boo xam ne du loolu dugal boo gisee police checkpoint nga boole driver
ba da ngay cabale during
Denton Bridge boo àggee Denton Bridge rek nel driver nel lii bi officer kaay kii lii la def
kaay moo la during the festival pass issue didn't have a problem. The issue about traffic congestion. Mota, in my as head of the transport committee, you negotiate with the Minister of Arts and Culture, Arts and Culture, you in GTSC, but you need 10 buses free of charge. Kula, kaya free guy, koka di mbala.
Re, wa hanga boss munu ñoo saaf ñep. Hanga boss munu ñoo saaf ñep tamit.
But let me tell you, so do you remember on the first is a public holiday. Banjul ligi amut. Suma class ya yo ñu fay dem pour enjoy. So 10 buses starting from 8:30.
So dañoo drop off. Dellu drop dem ñëw.
Yeah, through support from Ministry of Tourism and NCNCA pour ñu collaborer make sure nit yi lu ñu doon jànko de passé bi xam nga public transport moo mën a decrease congestions. xam nga understand so moo tax ñu indi da facility moo tax each location ñu create for bus pour make sure ne mu yóbbu nit ñi indi leen yóbbu nit ñi ne bus ñoo drive since 8:30 ba even bi
ok alhamdulillah loolu su amee dinañ monitor loolu journalist yi sa lii is a story pour ñu dem monitor ndax boss yi ñu ngi def seen liggéey because at the end of the day xam nga yi dañ ko dee mën a wone rek si internet bi mu nekk li nga xam ne wone la rek wax la.
I want to reassure one thing this task force under the care of the transport committee government through Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture and National Center for Arts and Culture and the committee ñoo indi GTSC we cannot pay them but dalañ jox some token pour ñu mën a def operation ñu already discuss nañ ko bañ agree on it moo tax mu nekk free of charge.
dañ ko observe inshallah.
I can say ne comme ni mu ko waxee noonu la we are part of the Gambia Police Force is part of the task force pour ensure ne daal because it's cultural festive boo xam ne loolu lañ inaugurate on the 24th at the Arch the last time foo xam ne the National Office of National Security headed that, and the security component the Gambia Police Force is also part of it, and we are working with all stakeholders, including the transport union, Komnum Kowaheni, pour gis ne dal Banjul that very day, because we'd had bad experience previously. So we want to stop that. We want to be able to allow people to come in and out and actually enjoy the day. So for that, and because it's also an attraction opportunity, even for tourism, you know, even this is local tourism, you know, people are moving. People can travel from
Banjul,
people can travel. Yes. Travel from Sierra, URA, just to come and see the hunting and all that. So this is good. Much more, you know, tourism and and all that stuff. So, yeah.
So gis nañ ne nga ne for the first time ñu ngi ici si task force bi the Red Cross Society. Red Cross dañ fa yaaga nekk moom because Red Cross moom ñu am tax force amuñ tax force dañoo gën a wane seen boppa masha Allah waaye ñu ngi gis ne bi yoon dañ leen boole foofu noonu su ko defee yéen tamit ngeen in an organized way ngeen mën a def seen operations yi so naka ngeen prepare.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you so much, Piaro. I will also thank the management of the Gambia Record Society for the opportunity. Yes, this year we are well prepared. When the police approach us, we really appreciate it. Join force together is better for all of us. That is why when they approach, we said yes, we have to do, because we have been there for so many years and we all work silos, which is very bad. This year when they approach, I said yes, this is what we are yearning for. This year we are also going to operate grand. As the celebration is going, we are also going to work with them. Anything that we are going to do, we are going to do with them. Part of our task is to establish a clinic at Senegambia.
Really?
And we'll also have an ambulance, advanced life support ambulance, where we are going to stabilize patients before we move them to the hospital. We are coming this year different. The Gambia Red Cross Society, we have been doing it for so many years. This time we are coming different. The establishment of base have not been happened. We always have difficulties at the ground. Sometimes I can remember last year, we have a patient that we cannot move out because the place is congested. The vehicles are doing whatever they want to do. But this year we are going to operate smoothly because there is a plan that is placed.
So are you going to have a doctor in the clinic?
Yes, we have paramedics. We don't need a doctor in the field. You need a paramedic that will stabilize. You know, we need to understand something. Doctors should be in the hospital.
The last resort.
Last resort.
Yes.
We have pre-hospital. And we are all trained, all the personnel going there are trained as paramedics. We stabilize patients before we transport them to the hospital. Okay. Other than that, we did our simulation yesterday because you have to test your plan 24 hours before. And this has been done yesterday. All stakeholders are there and definitely the work will be very smooth today. Everybody know your responsibility and how to work as a team.
I'm happy about the fact that you highlighted everybody was liggéeying individually, which is a bad thing.
Very bad.
The Gambia mom lolo fi am ku nekk dafa ñëw wane bopam individual. Why the fact ne ñëpp a ngi ñëw together this year because a problem has been identified last year to ensure that it is solved. I think that is a very good thing. So Piaro, mun nga ñoo remind tali yi nga xam ne hit na dañ ko restrict ahead pour nit ñi xam.
Wow, jërëjëf ñu ngi converge by 4 o'clock. We are converging at the Senegambia. Everybody. So any minute from 4 o'clock, it's highly likely we will begin the blockage. So blockage, we say you give from Brusubi turntable, danga ñëw OIC conference. Si OIC conference, xam nga dafa foo xam ne mun ngaa toon pour dugal U-turn boobu noonu dañ koo ubbi U-turn boobu noonu mun ngaa toon pour dellu foofu la ñu ko block from that point you cannot use the road directly nga ñëw Sénégal we are going so foofu ngay am a diversion boo xam ne mun ngaa dugga si biir dëkk bi ay kóoloolu yooyu noonu dugga dem sa yoon or you can turn back dellu ok noonu la soo ñëwee tamit new road bi kóoloolu new road kadi yoon boobu noonu soo ñëwee yaa ngi jógee from let's say Man Njaay nga ñëw ba UN house that house resident bi fu mu nekk noonu foofu noonu si junction boobu noonu tamit dañ koo block so foofu noonu we are going to use it for also an emergency exit because we are also saying the ambulance would be there
because last time munta romba
exactly so we are going to use it also as emergency exit so officers would be there that also will be blocked and there are diversions there so everywhere there are officers around and so ñëwee tamit so ku jógee boori let's say from Kairaba or how do you call it ñu ngi ko traffic light fii traffic light ngay dem yooni Palma so eggee Palma si roundabout bi because foofu la ñoo block because moto yi soo demee doo mën a am fooy toon so that's the turning point waaye fi da road si dañ koo bàyyi ñu xam ne dañoo dem si hôtel yi ay yooyu noonu waaw yooni xam ñu ngi si suuf yooni suuf yëpp dañ koo bàyyi waaye tali bi moom dañ ko block from there
waaye dinañ am ay checkpoint si yooni suuf yi tam because foofu la accident yi overspeeding bi ak yëpp day happen fii da road si dafa am ay checkpoints
waaw officers would be everywhere because then reinforcement then is reinforcement every sector understand nga so it's going to be that much so ñu ngi plan ñu ngi wax nit ñi ne képp koo xam ne mu ngi want to use that place mu fexe mu xamee ko noonu understand nga fi da road si bàyyi nañ leen si biir foo xam ne mun ngaa ñëwee noonu nga mun a paak daa si kaw yoon bi li ñu ñaan nit ñi mooy si kaw yoon bi bëgguñ kenn koo xam ne dafa paak motoom si kaw yoon off the road nag loolu du problème because bëgguñu on the road la nit ñi di dox di enjoy di dem ba Sénégambia di ñëw nit ñi dañ nekk di doxantu rek di waxtaan ak yooyu noonu the moment you want to force yourself dem foofu noonu at the end of the day doo mën a dem sax because officers are on the ground but it's important that pour nit ñi xam dafa am ñoo xam ne nag ñoom dañ dee feel ne ok xaaral rek ma dem drop kii ma ñëw you know what I'm saying or li ay yooyu noonu so we are trying to comme president dum waxee rek soo leen fekkee police officer bi si on the road lu mu leen waxee rek is that is
directive
exactly
directive for the best
for
interest
everybody
of everyone
not bul xool yow sa selfish interest rek understand nga lii dafa am loo xam ne dañ ko war a bàyyi xel trop around Sénégambia te ñu ngi wax tamit ñoo xam ne dañ dee ñëw ak ay xale because nit su moo ñëw da ngaa bàyyi sa xel comme pickpocketing bi wax nga ko fii
pickpocketing bi maa ngi la ko bëggoon a laaj da ngeen di am ay police yuy sol mofti dugg si biir nit ñi
ñoo gën a bari foofu noonu sax ñoo gën because first we have the drug law enforcement agency drug law enforcement xam nañ duñ dee sol uniform we have police lu ñoo wax seen CID unit we have an entire department called CID we also have an entire department called criminal intelligence that is intelligence ñoo xam ne ñooñu tam ñëpp ñu ngi fa fees del we also have support from other sister forces ñoo xam ne ñeneen dañoo sol uniform ñoo duñ sol uniform so foofu daal keroog if you count 1 2 3 the fourth one whether you know it or not
am na ku fa nekk so bàyyi leen seen xel
waaw nit ñi nañ xam loolu noonu we are more than ready because we are ready for this we had experience and we want to make a difference comme just wax li nga doon wax mooy ne Gambia bi dañ tollu foo xam ne léegi I believe I have always said this I'm a believer ne dañoo sanse because dëkk bi il faut mu develop and I think this is the beginning of that for us to unite together ñu gis ne it's only that unity mooy bring that development moo tax nag ñun as a police force we decided to bring all stakeholders because soo ne internal security rek police is the head internal security well, internal security is beyond the police alone it's almost every sector and Red Cross is very paramount the transport union is very important but our most important stakeholders the public
exactly
because li yëpp pour ñoom la lu ñoo def yëpp carte bi yëpp pour ñoom la te pour ñoom naka la ñoo ñëwee rek enjoy seen boppa in peace go back home so for that to happen nañ ñu allow ñun tamit nañ allow police yi def seen liggéey waaw ni ñu ñaan def seen liggéey one thing also li ma wax especially sa mbokki cepe yi
cepe tamit waay man
because phone bi yaa nga phone yii nii apple yi léegi tiif si sàccakati loolu lañ bañ a gis di moom nga téye ko ngay xajaan ñu ak yooyu noonu
di bëgg a jël selfie bu gudda
ak yooyu noonu so try to avoid lonely environment we try as much as possible try to be in groups try to be with partners don't be going alone ak yooyu noonu because da ngaa gis ne if you are in group dafa difficult pour mun a def dara understand and try to avoid being in a dark environment foo xam ne mu ngi lëndëm kenn xamul lu fa nekk ay yooyu noonu xamuloo lu mu laa fekka o ku ñëw faa fekka ñetteel bi mooy ñoo xam ne dañuy ñëw ak seen families because most time da ngaa ñëw ak sa family moto ngay isaale maybe o taxi nga jël whatsoever su nekkee da ngaa ñëw ak sa family nga teel a ñëw mun a duga am foo sa place boo xam ne fu cool la nga toog ak sa family especially xale yu ndaw ñoo xam ne ànd ak xale yu ndaw so that duñ mun a duga si that chaotic environment ñu mun a toog foofu noonu enjoy ba gis ne daal affaire bi yëpp calm na down then they can move out ñoo xam ne nag bëgguñ faa nekk that very late te ñu ngi amee xale nañ bàyyi xel bi ko dañ dee mën a am ñoo xam ne after the programme ñoo xam ne dañu réer
xale bu réer ak yooyu
ñi ñi di ay xale foofu Sénégal bi ak yooyu noonu so lii yëpp dafa doon loo xam ne pour to avoid it is important that nit ñi understand ne there will be a lot of people usually that is the case secondly we have a police station there foofu noonu police station mu ngi fa képp koo xam ne gis na dara yaa police officers in uniform soo gisee dara loo xam ne xàmmewuloo ko understand nga police officer is a friend. A police officer should be a person. When you see the police officer, you should be happy that you have seen. You have confidence. Nga mun a dem si moom nga mun a koo wax loo xam ne ñeme lu koo wax jéena ba. waaye soo gisee am na si uniforme la sol su ma ne police fii maa ngi wax képp koo xam ne sol na uniforme ndaa para la ndaa police general police la ndaa immigration la ndaa prisons la ndaa fire service la képp koo xam ne is in uniforme service uniforme bés boobu noonu dafa doon koo xam ne dafa taxaw pour yéen yëpp. We are only there to serve you people, so we expect that.
Why xam nga tamit maybe Lee is a bit off topic. Why so gisi time festive season yi nii comme New Year su jotee si la ñun ñëpp war di reflect on getting more centers yi nga xam ne people can go and welcome the New Year because Gambia dafa mel ni benn Sénégambie lañ am mu nekk benn line noonu rek xat ba bugg a dee ñëpp war faa dem dajaloo. These are times yu ñu war a toog reflect yéen stakeholders yi yéen a ngi ko dunda soo gisee ngeen di dunda jafe-jafe bi yëpp because festivity bi dafa focus si benn area te dafa xat te dafa metti So this is an opportunity pour ñu ensure ne ñu gën a am place comme Westfield naka lañ mën a développer ba nga xam ne Westfield xam naa dañ di mën a am free events waaye naka lañ ko mën a defee attractive with fireworks and everything pour nit choose Westfield over going to Senegambia. What can be done in Brikama? Here comes the job of the councils. I know the councils are doing well. Then they want to organize free events in each of these municipalities or areas. Why don't they say, how is the attractiveness? You know, funding can be dispatched through the Ministry of Tourism. Tourism you ensure ne areas ni yep am attractive na attractive bo hamne. Man mi deka Brikama, I don't need to come to Senegambia. I can do my celebration in Brikama in grand style and then I feel ne kuneka Senegambia ratawuma.
We already have information in the West Coast region.
There will be
Brikama. There will be in Brikama and there will be around Sanya.
Westfield said they am why nakala they attractive. Pour nit ki muna talk.
Hamne the same thing. Hamga around Afisel Westfield. Banjul si bopam. But the issue is come noko wahe. Come nit ñi luñ min la. It's no difference nak ak lu dee xam sometimes sometimes lu dee humba num dee gën a humbe Banjul wala Westfield lu dee humbe
min la de
waaye mina
dañ min ne Senegambia la rek
if you don't go there you don't have life
waaw so dem te Senegambia da amuloo lay
waaye so
for past 3 years duma lay ñëw Senegambia.
And the good news is that it's a matter of choice. So sometimes even if you actually have something bigger in Brikama, but you want to change environment.
Senegambia
you just want to change environment. No, tell you here, I want to change environment. I live in Banjul. How am I in Senegambia? Understand?
It's a culture.
But I think the initiative Buñ Def Banjul, I think that was the focus. That was one of the reasons. What a new open call. This festival started. The vice president was there. This the occasion. On the 24th, then ko ubi. New Year's officially. So the idea for the Christmas going until New Year's begin. So why Banjul is dedicated for the New Year's
hunting back.
Understand? So the idea everybody, but sometimes there's a good in it, you know. There's a good in it because you have tell a few more eye. I don't want to use the word eye because because you know why you feel second wild card wise. So
yen Harlan ma so nañ was ci diversion bi Piaro bàyyi leen ma nañ leen was ci diversion bi in Banjul.
Yes.
Because wax nga about Senegambia diversion.
Yes.
So naka la diversion bi di mel in Banjul yaa ngi doon wax ay affaire yi Bone Road you started explaining that.
Wow, comme ni mu ko waxee noonu la already as we speak from the Christmas if better, there is a standby task force of the Gambia Police Force in Banjul with all sister services. Come ni nekk Senegambia, the same thing. Dafa mel ni rek days yi fii moo gën a humba. Why Christmas bi Banjul moo aye woon. It was fantastic. I was there. It was great. Okay. And tomorrow I am quite sure. One time Banjul wa Banjul later. So it's well planned. It's well organized. It's well organized. You remember there was this Facebook post from Banjul City Council. The mayor was saying it was actually on the street. Put clear moto yo hamne ñu fa ahead of. So wax nañ képp ko hamne am na moto bi hamne mu ngi ci kaw yoon fu war ta pa. Génne nañ dañ to moto yépp génne leen ci kaw yoon bi. Understand? So police officers would be everywhere because dañ luñ bëggut mooy nit ñi ñëw rek di haral dama wàcce kii ak doo fa egga sax di wàcce moto yi fu ñoo em foofu waaw so firstly if you are going to Banjul da ngaa demee Denton Bridge as usual so eggee Bond Road rek continental straight waaye ñeneen ñi driver yi yeneen ñi dee wax mooy for exemple da ñoo wàcce nit ñi foofu ñu U-turn understand nga ñu U-turn dellu naka Westfield we don't have any problem with that luñ bëggul rek mooy to cross from that place
fuñ ko gaay dem
waaye soo leen demee gaay dañoo dem direct and there will be officer station along the road bedduga in Banjul moto yi fu ñoo dem so independence drive moom we don't want any vehicle there independence drive we don't want any vehicle there so it's the same thing that very day too we are going to have the Red Cross there
new station
Red Cross dañ fa dee ñëw dañ am their own station dañ fa dee nekka so we are all going to be there transport unit everybody. So what we are telling people is the place is free. We have done everything possible to business. Enjoy whatever. But a big but. Let's ensure we adhere to the police officers on the road.
Wow.
Let's adhere, and that is very important.
Driver, mom, definitely communication. I'm regulate na len.
No, sometimes the problem is not even the commercial driver.
Sometimes.
No, sometimes it's not even the commercial drivers. Sometimes private is more problem.
Wow, private is more problem. Because they're gonna feel like them are private people.
So they may through congestion, most of the congestion. So calculated 70% the private vehicles.
Wow.
So more this year, and you go through support from the Ministry of Tourism, you provide public transportation free of charge.
The GTS.
At least you buy some taxi, some C-classes, some Benz, you
use public transport. Wow, lolo am na solo.
But come nung ko amon na yakal bu this year things will be different because through efforts you the past months and discussions and everybody discuss issues. So the most important part is the public nena adhere the rules.
Wow, loolu la rek.
Very important.
Wow, public bi tamit foog ñoom tam ñu xam ne dañ am responsibility because yéen da ngeen génn pour protect gaay. So ñoom tam foog ñu toppa regulations yi ñu ensure su ko def ñu ko bëgg a celebrate seen kër tamit it's okay to celebrate it at home. Am na ñoo xam ne kër lañ dee toog because QTV will be live. QTV dinañ live am nañ suñ Q Carnival bi nga xam ne mu ngi happen at Q City. Ki nga xam ne bëgguloo dem Sénégal for example because Sénégal dafa tight ba bëgg a dee nga bëgg a avoid all the security challenges daagul ndanka dem Q City si Q Carnival bi ba pare am nañ the dinner at the tent as well so there are events happening across the country nañ make sure rek ñu decentralize ku nekk fu mu mun a dem nga dem especially Q Carnival bi boobu bu ko kenn rate so balaa ñoo dem am na loo bëgg a wax
to elaborate health and safety is everybody's responsibility.
Exactly.
In as much as the Red Cross, the police are there, it's everybody's responsibility. And again, we have a free toll number, our ambulance service, 1199. If there is
1199.
If there is any emergency, you call us, we will respond because this day will be very tight.
Wow, 1199.
Accidents will happen.
Exactly.
But anytime that they call, our base station will receive and we'll dispatch ambulance to go and support.
Excellent.
This is very important, and the life of the Masi is very important.
Yeah.
We want to make sure everybody's life is safe. At the end of the festive, everybody go home safely.
Wow.
This is what we want. This is why we come together to make sure
Red
everybody is
Cross
safe.
Mashallah, yen mom, Finland oil, sangen uyo. So apart from this, considering I have this opportunity with you guys, and tomorrow is 2025, at the level of the Gambia Police Force, moving into 2025, what are some of the expectations that the police, that the public should have? I know the trust is improving. We're talking about security sector reform, which is a bit slow because we were just talking about the prisons. We're just talking about all other sectors where, it's moving, but it's not moving to the pace that we want, But the last time we had this conversation and you're like, we're on it, we're getting there. So 2025, moving into it, what are some of the plans, what improvements should the public expect? Like you said, we're supposed to be friends because the police is here to protect the citizenry.
Thank you very much. I think this is very important because it's important that for the public to understand and know what they are expecting or what they will expect 2025.
Yes.
And the Gambia Police Force, like I always say, is changing, is reforming. I mean, and recently there has been a lot. When we had the new Inspector General of Police, he actually went around units within the headquarters and even the Greater Banjul area.
Yes.
And maybe in January we are going across the nation. And just to inform him also to understand the challenges and priorities of the Gambia Police Force. And one of, if not the most important challenge was mobility logistic, because people would go and complain to stations and there are not. And he took this as a priority to work with government and partners. And after that, I guess government has given us 9 vehicles which are distributed across the country. And our partners... Brand new vehicles. And our partners, German support team, also supported us with more than 10 vehicles.
Yeah. So the issue is normally these vehicles, the thing is you give these vehicles and then the vehicles are used for administration.
That is the difference here. This is what I'm saying.
So what are these vehicles specifically used for? Patrol and everything?
Exactly. That's the difference this time. Because
are you sure?
You can see them. You're actually seeing them.
I'm new here. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure. I cannot give you my word.
Okay, let me give you.
So are you guys seeing it?
Yeah,
are you sure about that? Yeah. Anyway, you're part of the same task force. Why am I even asking you?
Let me ask the public. Let me give you a practical one. Let me give you a practical one.
Yeah.
So you would see patrol vehicles.
Yes.
And some of the vehicles are highway patrol. You see the highway patrol across OIC road. These are all the vehicles. You see motorcycles.
Yes.
These are all vehicles. Understand? Part of those vehicles that have been provided for by the government and our partners. And in addition to that, logistics that personnel would need in time to be able to, because you talk about police officers, firstly is uniform.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, you know, people try to tell us, "All uniform thing." We've been provided with new uniform. And yes, with at least 2 pairs for everybody, and this will continue.
Like
and other logistics, especially also, I know people sometimes, it's an issue here with the PIU, the Public Order Management Unit, the Police Intervention Unit. We have a unit under that called Public Management. That is when there are protests and all that. So in a standard and democratic policing environment, there are procedures. On those procedures, that would be equipment to be used are also provided to be able to cater for, because we will expect that in a democracy that there will be, you know, some of those kind of things, all of these things. And the training that is ongoing. Currently, the Gambia Police Force also is recruiting personnel to support the capacity to be able to serve the Gambian people. So these are things. And one very important one, and people would tell me, how you always ask, contact the police officer. How do we contact? When we call you, we cannot get you. There is no free phone line. We are working with stakeholders. Hopefully, there is high hope. Come 2025, within the first quarter, we will be able to launch that free tool. It's available 117. When you call, it's an emergency line. When you call it anytime, just like Red Cross, we will be able to divert you to the nearest location of a police station.
Currently? Or it's not working yet?
It's not working yet. This, you are talking of 2025. So I'm bringing 2025. These are the expectations.
Okay.
And hopefully we are working very hard to ensure that this works, because it's very, very important.
That is very, very key. Because if there's an emergency, then you have to drive your car. What if you don't have a car? What if, you know, it's a bit challenging.
So what we are using currently is that there is communication system. That what we use. The communication system we use internally. So mostly when people call, we inform those people, then they call the nearest officer
and
around that end.
They
attend to them. But best practice is that you can call
there should
with,
be a 911.
We can just call it.
Like in USA or in another country.
So we have that. We have 117. But it's not as efficient and effective as it's supposed to be.
So talking about efficiency, you said there's 119. Is it working right now?
119.
Do you want to call it now?
Yes.
Can you call it now?
No problem.
Can you call 119 for us to verify 119 just to be sure that 119 is
call,
working?
If you call,
call 119.
Let me call.
We just want to know.
Maybe they also have your number.
Yes. So if 119 doesn't work, then there's a problem.
1199 work 24 hours.
24 hours. Okay, let's confirm that. We're calling 119, the Gambia Red Cross Society.
1199.
1199, just to confirm if somebody will pick and talk to us. Hello.
Hello, good morning. This is Jepula's Emergency Service.
Hello, this is Jane Abasonko. So I have an emergency.
Okay.
So I live in Fajara and then my grandmother needs help right now.
Okay, what is wrong with your grandmother?
She's sick. She's not feeling well.
She's what?
She's not feeling well.
She's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she have any unknown sickness?
Yeah, she has high blood pressure.
High blood pressure?
Yes.
Have you tried to check the BP right now?
I cannot use the BP machine. So what can I do now?
Oh, okay, no problem. What you can do right now is just to assure her, next to her, calm her down, and possibly give her water to drink, as I said, and calm her down. Then while we dispatch an ambulance to your resident.
Okay, so you don't need to dispatch an ambulance. I was just testing if the Red Cross Society number is working. This is your on live QTV, and I just want... yes, and I just want to say thank you so much for your professionalism. We really appreciate it. You guys are doing so well. So this was just a test to be sure that this number is working.
Of course, it's working.
All right. Thank you so much. Well done.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, just to assure you,
I'm happy.
24 hours.
This is perfect.
It's 24 hours around the clock.
Yes.
Anytime you call us, we will dispatch an ambulance.
Congratulations. And there's another call.
Yes.
I like
we
this.
have three phones.
Yeah.
And these are all emergency phones.
Yeah. Gambia Red Cross Society. Wow. I like this. I'm impressed.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
really impressed.
The advice also is very
I like it. Yeah. I like it. There's no complaint. So
they are all medics. If you call you, they will ask you questions before they will dispatch an ambulance, and they will tell you do so and so before the ambulance will arrive.
Perfect.
You know this because our response time is 10 minutes.
Nice.
As you are doing, we also dispatch an ambulance.
Okay, and it's 1199.
1199.
1199.
Yes.
So 1199. I would rather call the Red Cross than call anybody, considering this.
Yeah,
I mean, this is professional.
all
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Well done, Gambia Red Cross
Thank you so
Society.
much.
So what should we look forward to? Quickly, we have 5 minutes to go for
Yes,
2025.
we want everybody to go to Senegambia and any location to enjoy.
Yeah.
We make sure everybody is safe, enjoy the day, and go back safely.
Yeah.
So
Red Cross, any plans
we have
going into the new year?
Yes, we have a lot of plans because all these locations, our men will be there. In Banjul, as a team, that is part of the task force.
Okay.
In West Coast, Sanyang and Brikama, there's a team that is going to take care. And we have a central coordination that our EOC is going to be responsible. Anytime you call us, not this one, there's emergency operation center that is also going to coordinate all our operation.
Nice.
You call them also, this is where we do all our operation. This one is just part of the ambulance service. But those people coordinate all the operation that is happening. We have a big screen that we monitor everything.
Nice.
Yeah, this is how we are working, and they are all professionals.
And I love one thing about the Gambia Red Cross, the fact that you guys have home links, which contributes to discipline in the society, talent promotion and all of that. So looking forward to more of the amazing work that you're doing. Gambia Transport, they voted you back. If they vote you back, then it means they have some sort of confidence. How man nak nga dem tikku gaay fekkeewu mako nak election bi fekkeewu mako waaye PRO suma fi fekkoon dama dem déglu lan la leen wax xaw ma yan promises la leen jox moo tax moom lu driver yi def baax.
No, he's very professional. I work with him. I went
dama
dem ak moom nationwide. Xam naa what he can do. Any of his garage buñ dem dañu real hard, and they like him.
Oh yeah.
They know what he can do, and he's doing a lot of things.
Yeah. So quickly, moving forward, 2025 time is up.
Yeah, we have many plans, but currently the most important one is to formalize the transport sector.
Okay.
Because we are facing series of challenges in terms of passenger transportation. So currently we are working with the Gambia Police Force, Minister of Interior, to try to review the Motor Traffic Act, Community Transport Management and Traffic Act, to modernize it up to standard, and also to regulate within the fare system we are talking about, the departures and the destination and the picking and dropping points, and to officialize the garages so that we can formalize it, and most importantly, to try to remove the blockage within the ECOWAS borders, because currently it's affecting Gambia transportation sector, and also in terms of transit, good in transit, in terms of trade, because the port of Banjul will operate most people in good in transit. The number of containers passing through Gambia to other final destination.
Yeah,
so these are things we are working.
Yeah, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us, and we are wishing you guys a successful operation today and tomorrow, inshallah. Hopefully, the fact that you guys have decided to come together, the operation will be very successful and it will go well. So we're just reminding our viewers that do not go anywhere this entire holiday, today and tomorrow, because we have a show packed. We have all kinds of shows, all kinds of lineup for you from Q City. We have the dinner, we have the after lunch, we have the Q Carnival. Make sure to go to Q City. Tickets are very, very cheap. Go with your family and enjoy. We have a lineup of artists. Do not also forget that we have the Q City tent. It's not late. You can book a table with your family, or individual tickets are also available to go and welcome 2025 in grand style. Thank you so much from the entire team of the This Morning crew. We really appreciate your support, the fact that you've been accompanying us the entire year, and we are looking forward to bringing you guys better content, more amazing content, and also our support system, which is the public that come and give us business on this platform. The beginning of the year, we had sponsors. Special thanks to our sponsors. Thank you so much for being with us, and we are hoping to have more sponsors on this platform. Bye for now, and Happy New Year in advance.